there is no other you in this whole wide world. There's only one you, and you are unique and special and different, and there is no one like you. And so treasure that for who you are, because you are you and there is no one else.
How do you cultivate the courage to stand out?
Finding that inside of you that is like, I'm going to show up as me. And every time you do it, every time you have the opportunity, every time you take it, the easier it is the next time.
You learn to trust yourself more.
Play and laughter and being silly in fashion and fun and life is a great way to cultivate who you are too.
When you really are authentically you, you just shine so brightly, and I love how bright you shine.
It really just comes down to like just knowing yourself truly. When I'm not being myself, it almost hurts. Like it's painful to not show up as me.
Expressing yourself through clothing is really an extension of using your voice.
Nonverbal communication, like that saying, you never have a second chance for a first impression, is so true. So you can walk in and there's going to be lots of opportunities for people to have opinions, and you get to decide how you show up. Find one thing that you want to try and then try it.
Get ready to love everything I am. All I want to be and understand. 'Cause I won't dim my light for no one.
Welcome to Popular, the show that will finally help you be seen and heard, because it's time that you made an impact with your voice. Your voice matters. It's time for you to be seen and heard, and for you to make the difference in the world that you've always wanted to. I'm Karaleigh Garrison, and I'm here to interview experts on publicity, mindset, leadership, and more, so that we can all discover how we can become our most magnetic selves. At its core, Popular is about knowing your worth, owning your unique superpowers, and using your gifts to make a difference in this world. What it comes down to is that if you are looking outside of yourself to feel important, it will never be enough. This is a journey of discovering your magnetic confidence from the inside out. Welcome to Popular. Welcome, welcome. It's time for another incredible episode of the Popular Podcast. Today, we are going to talk about how to cultivate the courage to step into your best self, to really to cultivate the courage to show off, to be all of yourself, and to stand out from the crowd, which is something I think I've always wanted to do, but really have had a lot of fear around. So I'm really excited for this episode. I'm so thrilled to introduce you to our incredible guest, Jackie Wheeler. She is a stylist and she is so much fun. I just adore her. She's the founder of JackieStyle image and branding agency, and she's been helping her clients create an authentic, memorable, consistent style, image, and brand for over 30 years. Her greatest joy is to see transformation take place when the most authentic version of her clients appears. Make sure that you go follow her on Instagram at the JackieStyle and tell her that you found her on my podcast so that you can get a special treat from her. Welcome, Jackie. Hi, Jackie. I am so thrilled to talk to you today. I am obsessed with style and fashion and everything with how the way that we dress can help us feel more confident and help us glow from the inside out. So I would love to hear how you got into this work and your thoughts on all of this.
I love it. Yes, of course. So I'm one of those unique people that when I went to college, I actually knew what I wanted to do. I went and studied fashion and specifically fashion merchandising. I have my degree. But even before that, I knew what I wanted to do when I was hanging out with my Barbies. I was mixing and matching. I was creating fashion shows. I was making sure that they looked great. And I was really blessed that I had a grandmother whose neighbor didn't have any girls for grandkids. And she, like, every time she knew I was coming, I had couture Barbie clothes. So she handmade these. So I was like, ooh, we're gonna mix and match. And I just love that from the time I was tiny and I was styling my mom, poor mom, and I was styling my friends and I was styling, my college friends. It just made sense to me that styling an image and helping people look amazing and feel great were just a part of who I am and what I wanted to do for a living. So yeah, that's
Mm,
me.
I just love it, and I'm very, very similar. Some of us, we're just always us. It's like when you
Yeah.
really are authentically you, you just shine so brightly, and I love how bright you shine. So
Oh,
how do you help people to really find that in themselves again? Especially, I mean, I feel like we go through school and college and work, and it's like, no, I have to wear that boring old suit in order to be accepted. And it's like, that's not really who you are. You're really supposed to sparkle.
right.
How do you help people find that again?
So I do a couple different things. First, I love to have some pieces in their toolbox so that they kind of have that understanding of what's going to be best for them overall. So I talk about their fashion personality, like who are you? What's your personality? Like what things do you like and what things do you hate? Why are they hanging in your closet if you don't love them, right? And color analysis, finding out what their best colors are, what colors resonate. Like you have a whole there's so many beautiful colors available. Is there one that you love? I'm a purple girl, right? So that's the one I love. And then I also talk about body type because a lot of times we get caught up with what doesn't fit and why it doesn't fit versus what fits and looks amazing on us. So I
Mm,
took those things, and then the last little thing that kind of pushes it over the top is how do you want to show up? What three words speak to you? How do you, when you walk into the room, how do you want what thoughts do you want other people to think? I have two little ones for myself. One is class. I have class, poison, style, but the other one I probably show up the most as is classy, sassy, and smart assy. So I those are my like those are the two places like how I want to show up. And I want my clients and the people that I work with to show up the way they want to show up, not under somebody else's stereotype. So we talk about what that looks like and how we can create that look for them. And that usually gets them really excited once they have all of those things in place. They're like, okay, let's do it. Where are we going to go from here?
yes. Well, and I just love that we are living in this day and age of shedding the supposed tos. Like,
Mm-hmm.
actually, you are almost like more accepted when you authentically are you in your clothing and in just how you show up in the world because you just are brighter. Your
Mm-hmm.
energy just exudes like so much joy when you are so comfortable in what you are wearing. Like it's not even
Mm-hmm.
like so much about the individual items, it's about how much you love them.
That's right. That's so true. And I have people ask me, like, are you going to make me throw things away? I'm like, no, I don't make you do anything. This is all about who you are.
Mm.
Eventually, you might look at something and go, I realize that that doesn't serve me well. And other things, you're like, wow, I didn't know how much I would love showing up in that. I have a client who I adore, and she kept showing up in suits. And I kept asking her, like, why are you wearing this? Like, I know you love boho. Why do we keep seeing you in this suited look? And so she had you come to her closet, and she had like half of her closet was boho and half of her closet was like suits. And I'm like, I don't get it. Like, what are you doing? It's like you're two different people. Like, why aren't you you? And she's like, what
Mm.
do you mean? I'm like, you do not have to, become a corporate person and create this corporate look because that's not who you are. Your people will resonate with you. So she slowly added like a really cool print underneath her suit. She started not wearing the suit jacket, but wearing something else. And then next thing you know, today she's full boho and is so happy. And she rarely pulls out that suit because she doesn't need it. It's not a part of her. And her tribe, the people that love her for who she is and what she has to offer, find her. So if they wanted a suit person, she's not the girl. They want that boho creative, super amazing gal that glows when she shows up because she's truly authentically herself. That's the best.
Oh my gosh, I love it so, so much. I want to shine. Like, I think that's my word. I want to sparkle and like
Shine and
glitter and
sparkle.
shine. Like, it's totally my thing. And so I like became sort of a professor this year. I started teaching at the college, and okay, I teach makeup. Let's be honest. I'm in the funnest like department ever. But I had this idea in my head of like, I need to show up professional. So I started, of course, I used any excuse in the book to like redo my whole wardrobe. And I was like, must buy all the collared button up shirts, of which I owned zero because I hate them. And then I bought several of them. And then I think I wore them once. Some of them I wore them zero because I was like, these are not me. I don't like these at all.
What am
And
I doing? Yeah.
right. And instead, what I found that I just loved more than anything was like a tank top that was the most extremely glittery, like outlandish fabric with like a really fun, like neutral blazer on top of it that was like classy but insane underneath.
Okay. I
And
love
it's like
this.
the way that I love this idea of like, how do you want to show up? Because
Hmm.
when you know that, when you authentically can be like, I love who I am. Who I am is so freaking amazing. People will love me. People
Hmm.
deserve to know me. I'm someone to know. Then
That's
you
right.
can just show up in what makes you feel amazing, no matter what that is, even if it defies the stereotypes of what, supposed to
The
is.
shoulds.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
the shoulds.
All the shoulds. Don't let people shit on you. That's not good.
Well, and what's most important is don't shit on yourself.
Oh, 100%. And we as women tend to have those more than anything, right?
Mm,
So it's yes, my biggest goal is for my clients and the people that I get to be in contact with are just fully authentically shining and glittering, that their
yes.
true authentic selves for sure.
So, how do you help people who are so ingrained in the supposed to story that they cannot even see it yet? Because I know it takes time. It takes time
It
to
does
kind of
take time.
recognize that no, I am allowed to be something else. I'm allowed to be me. Who is
Right.
me? How do I discover who I am through this process of trying on different clothes that I never thought I could wear?
Right. So a lot of times I ask them to just trust me during the process. And I know that because it's a very working with me is it's very intimate. Like I'm in your closet or I'm in the fitting room with you or in in that fitting room area. And I'm asking you to like be vulnerable for just a tiny bit. Like how many people do you let in your closet? Not very many, if
It
any,
tells
if at all.
things. The closet is like it's like bearing
Yes,
your soul in so many ways. It's
yes,
like
yes,
there's embarrassing things in there. Your
yes.
history is in that closet. Like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
there's
full,
stuff.
those like clearance items from Walmart that you thought you'd need someday. Like, ooh, that closet is
Tags still
full.
on, all the
Mm,
tags is still on in there.
yep, there's a
So
lot
I
of
just,
meaning.
yeah, a lot. And so I just really spend a lot of time that process and that color analysis, body type, fashion, personality. That's a lot of time that we spend together to really get to know that I take to really get to know my client so that there is a comfort level. So there is that, okay, she's getting me, she understands. And then we walk slowly. Sometimes we walk slowly. So we do a lot of I just ask that you trust me in the process and that there's no right or wrong in the sense that um if you try something on and you hate it, I'm not going to be offended. Like if you try something on and you love it, I get extra excited. Like it's a process and it's a opportunity to really get to know yourself. And at the end, by the time they really figure that out, it's really fun. And when we go shop, so if we do shopping, it's a lot. Like I will tell them, I'll tell you, we're going to push the boundaries right now. We're going to try things on you've never tried before, and it's okay to love them and to hate them both. So it's a lot of experimenting. It's a lot of playing. We play a lot. I play with clothes a lot. So
Yeah,
that gets
I
that.
mean, what better
Yeah,
job is there to play with clothes? I love. Okay, I
playing.
it might not be a shock to you that I own a very excessive amount of clothing. Um,
Oh, oh.
I'm very into clothes. Um, But I want to talk about that moment in the mirror when your client has tried on something or you have,
Oh,
where
yes,
it just that gasp moment where
yes,
it's like,
yes.
I'm afraid to feel this confident.
Oh, yes. It's both. I've had moments that my clients have just looked at themselves and cried because they had no idea that that was them, that they could feel like that they could see themselves in this confident place. And I've had others that just like this aha, bright ahas that come out. I'm like, what? This is me? You're like, so there's been the gamut, and it's absolutely a joyful place for me to get to experience with them. And I just love that so much. I can't even tell you.
Oh, I was gonna ask you what's your favorite moment, but I'm wondering if it's that one.
That's yeah, it's that one. That when they have that full aha, that they have everything that they need and that they are just right, perfect the way they are,
Mm.
regardless of their size, regardless of the hair color, regardless of whatever, that when they discover when it all comes together, that they're authentically and beautifully themselves and they don't need to be anybody else, is that breathtaking moment for me. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Well, and I will say that like the size thing is really something that touches my heart and is so important to me. I had weight loss surgery. It was 2020. And so I'm 100 pounds down from that. And one thing that really, really that I learned from that experience was that you don't become a skinny person when you lose 100 pounds. You kind of become deflated and your confidence plummets. And you think that it's going to just change your whole body shape and it's going to do all these things for you. And it's such an inside out like journey of like, no, you have to love the skin you're in, even when there's a
Yeah.
whole lot of extra skin. Like you
Yeah.
have to just love the body that is moving you places. This, instrument that you have to do good in this world. And it is so very much of your energy that shows up to people. They're not really seeing all the, flabby bits that you think that they're staring at. They're
Yes.
looking at you.
As the whole person, as the whole
Yeah.
person. And I will tell you that oftentimes I'll have in the fitting rooms, well, or even in the closet, like, well, this kind of shows off, this thing, whatever that thing is that they
Oh
are the
yeah. No,
most
always.
focused on. And
Mhm.
I'm like, sweetheart, we nobody is seeing that. You're seeing that because that's what you're focused on. Our goal is to see you as a whole person, not that one space. But if this is not making you feel good, then we'll change it. So it's just, yeah, it's really crazy. And I want to also say that there is no other you in this whole wide world.
Mhm.
There's only one you, and you are unique and special and different. And there is not no one like you. And so treasure that for who you are, because you are you and there is no one else, and there shouldn't be, because you're like, and what people talk like snowflakes, people are like snowflakes, even more precious and more beautiful. So
Okay,
just have
well,
that,
now
remember.
I have to ask you this very poignant question. How do you
Ooh.
cultivate the courage to stand out?
Ooh. Oh, that's an inside out thing for sure. For me personally, because I definitely have a very I'm not necessarily eccentric, but I have, I love purple year round. I don't care what colors are in. I'm wearing purple. I'm wearing sparkly glasses. I wear, whatever. And some days I'll tell you I won't feel like it, and you won't either. Like there'll be times like I need to just not be seen. I don't want to be seen. But I will tell you that when I'm not being myself, it almost hurts. Like it's painful to not show up as me and not be the joyful me, or not be the, because then I'm not being true to myself. And so it's an ongoing journey. I think it's something that, people can either journal about or play. I think play and laughter and being silly in fashion and fun and in life is a great way to come cultivate who you are too. Go figure it, go play in it, go shopping and just play. Go to
Yeah.
a store that you try on things on that you've never tried on before. Try on things that you love. Try on things that you think you're going to hate, that you end up loving, things that you think you're going to hate. Then you know yourself even more.
Yeah. All right. Opinions. How do you
Okay.
deal with opinions? There's so many of
Oh,
them and they're
there's
all
so many.
conflicting. And you're like, how am I supposed to decide? I mean, obviously it comes back to ourselves, but when you have all of
Mm,
these outside voices trying to tell you I mean, and I know there's so many other stylists who are like, no, this body type should wear this one
right.
thing. And you're so intuitive going, what feels right to you?
Right. Well, and I do teach, so I do teach color and body type and
Yeah.
fashion personality. And I teach that to you so you can use that when I'm gone. I
Yeah.
hope that I get to work with a client forever and ever and ever. But if I'm not there and I'm standing in you're standing in your closet and you're looking at it going, I've had so many people call me going, I literally looked in my closet and said, what would Jackie tell me? And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
I
well,
love it.
what are you telling you? But it really just comes down to like just knowing yourself truly. And there's stylists that I don't agree with. They'll tell you not to wear this type of X. No one should wear XYZ. Well, that's probably not completely accurate. There's somebody in the world that XYZ works for. No one should wear this color. Well, there's some people who can wear that. You know what? So I'm not that person that no one or any, like everyone or no one, just because I know it's so unique and so differentiating. And so yeah, it really does come down to who you are, and that's like once you know your true authentic self, you're not going to back to shoulds and that person says I should, this person said I should. Like trends, like we talked about colors, trends, enjoy the trends, but if you love a trend, figure it out how to implement it all the time. But trends come and go. Oh, style is yours forever. How
Mhm.
you decide.
Yes, I love it. So the last thing I want to ask you is about how expressing yourself through clothing is really an extension of using your voice. Like it really
Oh,
is like that's how I don't know, say my truth to the world. Like
yeah, yeah,
world, I am here. Watch out, I'm coming. Or
that's right.
today I am yeah, today I'm in brown and I want to go take a nap. Like I don't know.
Right, whatever that is, right? Well, I will say that showing up, nonverbal communication, like that saying you never have a second chance for a first impression is so true. So you can walk in and there's going to be lots of opportunities for people to have opinions. And you get to decide how you show up. You get to decide what opinions you want when you walk into the room, or how you can create that energy when you walk in, or turn it, if you need to be a wallflower that day or just be quiet on the way in. You can wear your walking in sit down shoes. I call them enter and exit shoes, the ones you can't walk in, but except for you go in and go out, and create an impact and still just sit down the rest of the day, whatever that is. And it's just so, yeah, just finding that inside of you that is like, I'm going to show up as me. And every time you do it, every time you have the opportunity, every time you take it, the easier it is the next time.
You learn to trust yourself more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you trust yourself and then you do it again and again and again. And just like you build trust with other people, you can
Mm-hmm.
build that same inner trust with
Trust with
yourself.
yourself.
It's a
Yeah,
little piece by little
exactly.
piece over
Mm-hmm.
time. And you do it again and again and again. And it can start with looking at your closet and going, what do I feel like wearing
Mm-hmm.
today? What am I drawn to? And
Mm-hmm.
even if it even if it feels like it might be outside of the norm for you or for your environment, like trusting that that's what you need today and just
Yeah.
running with it. And then you build that
Yes.
trust over time with yourself.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's exactly it. Yep.
love it.
Yeah. It's yeah, all about trusting yourself, and a little bit, if you're working with me, trust in me.
Well,
trust
and
trust
because
that we're going to do that together.
Right, because sometimes our trust in ourselves isn't really trust in ourselves. It's trust in what we've been told over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like for the longest
You
time,
can
I thought
borrow mine.
right, like I can only wear black. I'm too big. I must wear black. It's going to make me look
Mm.
skinnier. And I thought that that was trust in myself until I was like, but I really like sparkle. Right. And
Hmm.
no, black. No,
Exactly.
wait, sparkle. And you have to like, which voice are you listening to? And starting to really look deep and go, you know what? I really love if you were dressing a Barbie, what would you dress the Barbie in?
Hmm. Right. Exactly.
Mm.
Or if you were invited to the most prestigious event that you wanted to go to, what are you going to wear? What would your no cost, cost doesn't matter. What would you wear? That, my friend, is where you're going to get the most. You got a call from Oprah and she's going to interview you. What are you wearing? Are
What
you
are
wearing
you
all
wearing?
black?
Oh my
What are you
gosh.
wearing?
What are you wearing on Oprah? Love
Hmm.
it. For the record, I just bought it is a solid black, but it is all sequins. It is
Ooh.
black sequins like dress, and
Mm.
I'm so excited to wear
Is
it.
it yummy?
It is yummy. I haven't decided that I can teach makeup in it yet, but I might get there. We'll see.
Hmm.
maybe,
This is
maybe,
fun.
right. Maybe Christmas party. I'm not quite bold enough. So, do you have any final words of advice? Like, where can we start on this journey of stepping into our power?
Oh, well, that's a great question. I started by experimenting, and so I think that's a great place for any woman to start is if you're not sure, if you're not looking at your closet and you're loving it, if find one thing that you want to try and then try it. If it's a new color, go buy the least expensive t-shirt or least expensive button down or least expensive sparkly whatever in that color and then try it. If that doesn't work, then you're like, oh, okay, that was not me. I will move on. And once you find that thing, that color, that whatever that speaks to you, continue with it. Yeah. And of course, call me because I'm happy to help.
Yes. Okay. So speaking of calling you, how can we find you? How can we work with you? Tell us all the details.
Okay. I love it. So the best way to find me is, well, I do have my website, which is JackieStyle.com, but I am on Insta all the time. So I'm at JackieStyle. You'll find lots of tips and tricks and conversations over there. I do lots of video. And so that's the great way. And then when you find me on Insta and you tell me that you found me because of this podcast, then I have a little special goodie for you, which is a
Amazing.
connection to, I'm trying to decide, but I think that you will receive a core wardrobe essentials, which is basically how to get started on your wardrobing.
Love it. Thank you so, so much. This has been
Yes.
amazing.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Popular, your key to magnetic confidence. If you enjoyed today's show, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend, someone who needs to know how much their voice matters. For more information on booking private sessions with me, as well as my available courses, check out CaraleigghGarrison.com. Remember, when you know your true value, you glow from the inside out. Tune in next week for another reminder of just how amazing you really are.